I wonder what was going on.
Authentication.
I should log in on your account.
Well, triple J, no, triple J meet
Okay, so we should be on.
between here and there, you know, just past the football field.
But as just a distribution center?
It's gonna be his production facility. He's gonna make everything there and then.
Yeah.
Ship it out by truck?
And I heard, I think,
Most of it's gonna be, the stuff he sells at HEB.
Activity since they lost the thing, I was wondering what happened.
You know, he
It's the strategic.
talked to
plan.
himself, he spent forever on the plan.
In a big rush.
Well, he got in a big rush all of a sudden, because I think his banker called him and said, hey, your construction loan is about to expire, hurry up. So now he's pushing, we're like, well, you know, can't do a 3-month job in 2 weeks.
Well, I'm glad you're finally getting it going.
Bert said he's gonna be there, or be here.
His truck's right.
Can I-
I guess we'll go ahead and get well formed, I guess, so.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and get started then, about 12:18, call the meeting to order. Remarks from any visitors, any citizens may address on any matter. Seeing no visitors, we'll move on. Discussion, consideration, possible action on adopting the Navasota Strategic and Implementation Plan.
So a few months ago, and I think it was late last year, I know that we had talked about doing a possible planning and strategic plan of our own. And we got some quotes on that and ended up just not going forward with it because of the price. So then I'd mentioned that we were going through that same consultant anyways to do a strategic plan, an implementation plan for the city council. And so when we went through that process, they ended up having 5 main topics, and one of them was economic development, and then there were a few that kind of tied in with economic development within it. So just kind of following the guidance of what council wanted. I didn't know if we wanted to go ahead and adopt this, adopt the strategic and implementation plan that council did, specific to the EDC. So then when we go forward and eventually apply for funding, like through the EDA, we have an EDC plan. And so then that gives us more points when it comes to funding. So, if you look on the first page, these are extra items that I went in and identified and added on that aren't on the one that was passed in city council. I just thought that these might be good opportunities worth pursuing, and like I said too, funding opportunities. If we kind of have some vague projects lined up when we apply for EDA funding, we'll be able to justify it looking back at this document. So you guys can look through that, and then I added the implementation plan along with the strategic plan on here. And I mean, we don't have to adopt it today if it's something that you want to review over or make additions to, whatnot. So.
Being as lengthy as it is, it's kind of my opinion, maybe we should adopt it at our next meeting, give it time to read it. And I kind of read it because I got it on the internet, but it's got some length to it, so I think we need to spend a little time on it.
Yeah, and if there's anything that you, if there's anything that you want to discuss today too, that even if you didn't have time to read through it, that you know that is a priority for you, that you want to add in, I can start taking notes and kind of putting figuring out where to put that in there. Because I mean, this is the one that the city council adopted, and we can go through and kind of just make some changes here and there, so it's tailored specifically to the EDC.
I did see, in this, vision element number 1, governance, the 1.2, explore opportunity for full-time grant writers. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I was on the school board for 9 years. We had a full-time grant writer, and what ends up happening is those grant writers get money from the grant that so they're going after everything, and there might be matching funds and this and that.
Yeah,
and
spending
It
more
might
money
be stuff
than
you
you
don't
do.
even want or
Right,
need,
right.
and they won't go after it so they can get their money.
Yeah, and since this is the city one, this is something that was kind of established overall at a city level, or was identified as the initiatives and, priorities of the city council overall. Vision element two, since that one was ED related, I thought that was something that we could explore, and even if we want to just go forth and, once you guys have some time to look over it, adopt just the sections related to economic development, or the sections related to, economic development and infrastructure, or image and communication. We can pick and choose kind of which one, since this is gonna be our plan.
Okay. Well, that would be my recommendation, give us time to look it over and have it as an item on the next agenda. Kind of a lot to absorb here.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Is this, so this is only provided to us for informational purposes to help us, that, am I understanding that right? To help us craft what might be our own, plan?
Of course, you're presenting this as our plan, but if we want to modify
Yeah.
it, we can at the next.
Yeah, so that's why I said, today we could have a discussion on it, and if
Okay.
you want to adopt the full plan as our own, or if it's something that we kind of want to modify and pick and choose, just considering that we are our own or you guys are your own organization. And some of these elements in this plan don't necessarily pertain to economic development.
Like Kevin's saying about that grant writing.
Yeah. And I know that this is just kind of an alternative or option to present to you guys, since we didn't want to move forward and go through, the consultant to do our own plan. This just kind of gives us a baseline based off of what the city council has identified as some of their, major elements that they want to be focusing on.
Okay.
Can I make a comment? I'm not a member of this committee, yes or no?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. And I know what Kevin went through in terms of the grant writers, but I've had a different experience. Most of the grant writers, if there's a clear line of accountability to somebody.
Right.
That
You gotta
can
make
be-
sure that whoever's above that grant writer approves what they're gonna go after.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, and my philosophy in some of the churches I've served, we've gone after grants, and I say, well, they want 30%, or they want 25%. Okay, you know, it's 25% of $10,000 you didn't have before, so net, we're still ahead of the game. So, you know, it's kinda like something, putting those out for bids as well. So, that's my comment.
And we did, through the city, we have hired Emily Peterson. She's the executive assistant and grant specialist, so her and I have kind of taken on the role at the city level to, focus on some of the grants that we're working on right now. So this is something that her and I, once we kind of get a plan finalized, because I know there's a lot of EDA funds that are coming up, so we'll want to have something together to show that we have a plan as the EDC moving forward to give us more points when we're applying for EDA grants. So when it comes to putting the grant applications and all of that together, I'll work with Emily on that, and also with Madison from the BBCOG, because she's been a great resource.
Do we need any action on this today if we're gonna table it, or do we need a motion to table it, or?
If you want to just do a motion to table it, and then I'll make contact with Madison, because I know that she said the EDA grants are gonna be, like, going out
Pretty
soon. So if anything, I'll get a timeline, but we might wanna do a special meeting, just
If
to
there's a
get
deadline,
something
yeah.
approved.
Okay.
And I'll move with table this for a future meeting.
Second. First and a second. Any further discussion?
So it does fall upon us now to take our own effort to mark up what we recommend,
Mhm.
so that would come together.
Yeah, and you can
Right.
you can email me or send me all those recommendations, and I'll compile something together to get together our own document by the next time we meet.
Okay.
And I'll
Do that,
get with
so you
Madison
can
on the
make
the deadlines for the
recommendations,
EDA grants that are coming up,
It'll
just
be at our
because she
next
said,
meeting, but
like
she
you,
said
there's
there'd
a
be
lot of funding
deadline
available
for
and
a
they're looking
grant.
for
Yeah.
projects, so,
Special meeting.
So maybe
Fine.
Start
after the holiday or something.
yeah,
that
and
includes
start
the-
thinking about
You,
possible projects that we could
Okay.
do too.
I wonder if they-
So I'll be discussing that with like Lupe and Brad also, seeing if there's any, we have to tie it back to job creation and
Uh-huh.
retention, but, so we'll have to start brainstorming on that, and that's what I'm gonna be doing the next few weeks.
So we have a first and a second to table to give us time to make future recommendations. All those in favor? Any opposed?
does she need to put in there that we're gonna convene for a special meeting? Because we probably shouldn't wait till the next EDC. We don't wanna wait a
We
month.
might not have, she's saying if something comes up that they might need to do.
Yeah, I'll
then
reach out to Madison this week, and depending on what she tells me, then I'll reach
So
out
we
to all of you
call a
again.
special meeting anytime, you know.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't
yeah.
I wouldn't do anything now, because we don't know when it's, you know.
Yeah.
All right, the next item was discussion of Volunteer Appreciation Day.
So over the last few months, city staff has been working on putting together a volunteer appreciation breakfast, just to say thank you to all those in the community that have, given back, volunteered their time, and, put a real effort in with the community. So I just wanted to let y'all know, I think you might have gotten an invitation already from Apenia at the library, but it'll be Friday, May 21st at 9 a.m. at the Navasota Center. So I just wanted to let y'all know.
Okay. Yeah, I plan to attend.
That's that.
Our long meeting day every Friday morning, so I won't be able to be there. Next item is consideration possible action on approval of the minutes, and they're attached here, or it's a separate one, I think. April 21st.
Was Brad at that meeting? The last meeting?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't.
You were not, you.
Brad was here last week.
No, Brad wasn't.
He wasn't here? Yeah, he was. I thought we talked about the,
No, he was. Special meeting.
oh, this isn't the special meeting.
Oh,
This is the last
regular.
regular meeting.
This is the last regular meeting.
Well, I don't remember that.
Because I know that we had talked about I remember us talking about the EDC parking lot at that meeting too.
Mhm. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from April 21st, 2021.
Second.
First and a second, any corrections or, if not, all those in favor of adopting these minutes?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll be down to your report, Randall.
Okay, so just follow up about the new EDC website. We've been putting that, on the links when we're doing all of our recruitment, outreach. So right now, we're at about 600 unique page views, so since we've launched, so I've just been trying to monitor that, keep track of how many people are using it. Also, last week we met with the BVCOG and also Corpus Christi, or Texas A&M Corpus Christi to go over a communities as a startup model. And so, just to give a recap on that, Texas A&M and the BVCOG have a partnership right now, with some EDA funding that they've received to work in rural communities around Texas. And so they partnered with, one in Rockport, and then they're doing one in a community, in Corpus Christi right now as well. And so they've reached out to us to see, if we wanted to get on board with them. And what it is they have resources, and they're kind of like coming in as a facilitator and getting all the community organizations together, school board, city, outside organizations, chamber, just to kind of get one community vision, so then when we're moving forward and working on projects, it's kind of, creates a camaraderie across the city, and so we all kind of have a shared goal, and it's basically just, we meet once a month, or once every other month, and they come in and facilitate it, so it's not a city thing, it's not an EDC thing, it's them coming in and gathering everybody together, doing a survey, and also just creating those conversations to see, okay, what do we see ourselves being 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And then that makes it easier, kind of all around when we're trying to pursue projects of, okay, we've kind of established that sense of unity across the community. And so if you guys have any input on that as well, and I plan on reaching out to them to go forward, because I know that we all of us that were there had a really positive feeling about it. But if
And
you
they
want,
have it, will the complete boards of all these different organizations be there? Is it just reps from each group, or?
whoever wants to participate, yeah. So they'll reach out to, I mean, pretty much all of the leaders in the community. And then
I like
also
the idea that it's
entrepreneurs.
not us putting it on, it's someone else, and then we can all just do input. It doesn't seem like we're steering anyone to do what we want or what one particular group wants.
I thought they were very organized,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked the report that they had from Rockport, Fulton.
I do too, because if there are people who want to keep a focus on tourism, well, then that's where the focus for that group will be.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wants to be something else, then it becomes that. They're not telling us what to do. They're just helping us get to the place we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any reason why we wouldn't want to participate.
Yeah.
If they're gonna put it on.
And they didn't mention any cost to do it.
Yeah, it's free, because it's funded through the EDA.
Yeah, that's better.
Because it's CARES Act money? Is that what you,
What?
is it CARES Act money? Or?
No, it's from the EDA, so Economic
EDA.
Development,
Oh, that's right, and there's like some kind of
Administration.
reporting that they do
mhm.
for results.
So, yeah, I was planning on just moving forward with that and reaching out and kind of getting some stuff set up. I'm glad that many of you were able to attend, just so we can start trying to get as much community involvement and
Mm-hmm.
kind of going after and getting as many people involved in that as we can. Because I know that we had tried the IC Squared Institute thing that they did back in like March or May or June of last year, but I was so new and I didn't really know anybody, and so it kind of ended up just being me and Lupe. And so that's not a very clear representation of. So, I think as long as we're able to kind of get a lot of community support and utilizing the chamber as well to get a lot of the private sector involved, and would be great. So then now I also wanted to talk about the EDC parking lot. I know that we had discussed it in the last meeting in April. We've been meeting, we had a meeting today just as staff to kind of go over some things, and so we're working on it. It's a process, but things are being addressed. And so I'll give you guys a better update next time when we meet on that.
I missed the last meeting. What was the issue?
I'm just talking about beautification and talking to the building owner over there.
Okay.
That's way to say it.
Yeah.
Very, very political.
Also, we're still moving forward a little bit more slowly now and not as aggressive with the regional recruitment, because we reached out to some this week and already have a few calls set up. So we don't want to be pushing too hard to where we don't have places to fill people. So that's going to be kind of the next step, is me start talking around town and trying to find new locations for people. And then once we kind of get some more options, being able to get those spots filled. But so we're slowing down a little bit on it, but we do have a few meetings this week. And then also the Navasota Works packet. I'm not sure if you guys have all seen. This was done by the Bush School at Texas A&M, so it's just showing the capital improvement projects over the last 15 years. And just, it gives a map laying it out and the different types of improvement projects that have been done, how much has been done by grant funding, how much has been done by city funding. And, I've been talking with the Bush School and Brad about this, and this, I think that this will be great for us to market when we're trying to bring in new investors and new community members in, just showing, a map view of how much the city, along with the EDC, has put into the community, and how widespread it is.
I think sometimes we talk about things, and I've been on this thing so long, you kind of forget about some things we've done. I was having to drive by it the other day, the EDC did the skate park. We paid for that many years ago.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's something I kind of forget about that we've done.
Yeah. Nice.
That might be interesting to kind of do on our end is, kind of create, I mean, I don't know how, if it would be this scale, but I could start trying to put together a map and things that the EDC has done over the past to map that out and what types of projects it is, because then that shows too, when we're recruiting, we have all the infrastructure and what else the city has done and grants that the city has gotten, but then also kind of to supplement it or complement it, what the EDC has done specifically too, to just show the support all around that we have in the city. So, good idea.
I'm just saying that's one of the things that wasn't just business improvement, and it was something, for the parks area.
I thought that was a great piece that they put together too, easy to read, powerful. I hope.
Good information. A lot of good information.
And I think that's all I have for now.
May I ask a question?
Yep.
This parking lot across from, I see you're putting the stage here this year instead of across the street. And I assume that has something to do with the tree overtaking that, no?
It's just because we think it's a better location right here, so they can be out in the lawn.
That tree
And have
is-
shade.
Well, I'm going back to the parking lot. That tree is overtaking the parking lot, and
That's on private property.
I realize that. But isn't it's also a public parking area that serves the businesses that are.
Yeah, but he owns part of that public parking.
Right.
It's a tricky situation.
It's another tricky
Your
situation.
brand of cooperate.
Well, the parking lot is privately owned too,
The entire parking lot is privately owned?
right?
No,
Oh, it's not?
No?
part of it's
Oh,
ours,
part
and
of
part
it's
of it's
ours?
Mr.
Okay.
Cadius, yeah.
Part of it's on Mr. Sanders.
Well, Cahill's on.
Brent K, yeah.
Yeah,
So
so,
that tree is actually his tree.
Before he became a lawyer, he was a tree guy.
Yeah, but yeah,
He
and he won't let us
Yeah,
come in or anything like that.
what if
I know
the tree,
Brent
what
very
if it's
well.
extending into your portion of the parking lot?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, if I'm a neighbor and my tree is extending into my neighbor's property, he can trim it all the way up to the property line. Doesn't that same rule
Yeah,
apply
you
to
can.
a parking?
We'll have to.
Yeah, y'all better get it, because he is a lawyer, so you better.
Trapped around here.
Looking at that.
Cut right on side.
Yeah, well.
That kind of gets, I have huge trees and they go into all my neighbors. But I just had a tree guy come
That'd be the nicest way.
clean them up a little bit. So me and my neighbor get along fine, but I have huge limbs all over his property.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not looking to start trouble, lawyers might be litigious.
A lawyer, tree guy, he was in the concrete business for a long
But
time.
it's really getting out of control, like, right now, it's 4 spots that are rendered useless,
Useless,
and the turnaround is useless. So how far does it go before something's done?
Maybe he would split the cost for a tree doctor to come in, not just the city go zoom, zoom, maybe it would be better if he knew it was being done.
I mean, we're looking.
Tree professional?
We're looking to develop that property over on Railroad Street, that's the closest parking lot there is, and, it just.
I mean, if you want me to approach him with a possible EDC agreement to help with that.
Well, I think the ladies at the corner salon are to the point where they're gonna go visit him soon, and,
It might not be the best idea.
I don't think, I wouldn't recommend
Just saying.
it, but that's where they are, because they're.
Yeah, I understand.
I think if it would come to that, I think we could consider, it's not, because I've had
Yeah.
3 people in my house.
I mean,
It's
maybe
not
we
that-
should, if it's
not that
those ladies
expensive.
too, I mean, and it'll help.
I'd be afraid of a bunch of ladies coming in my office demanding anything.
Get resolved.
Then you
I
have to
feel like-
stop maintaining it.
Lance, is it a,
Right.
No.
I don't know.
I get the impression it's a power thing, like, I'm just gonna let the tree grow because it's my tree.
Oh, I'm not sure, I just know like Brad, we always talk about it, he says that we can't touch it, of course, then, when we acquired that land, we were unaware that part of it was part of Sanders and stuff.
Yeah.
We thought it was all.
But maybe if Raina goes in and said, we've had some people concerned about the tree, would y'all think about, maybe you just do it the right kind of
Yeah,
way
do it
and.
the right way.
Yeah,
Okay.
just say, we'll
I mean,
hire a tree doctor or
Not
whatever.
completely
they're called.
unreasonable, but he doesn't like to be pushed around.
Yeah.
He'll hold his
Patio.
ground if he gets,
Yeah,
Just for principle, I feel like. I mean, you just,
Some people don't like to be
trim it up,
so
put
if you
lawn
just go in and
furniture,
say, hey,
barbecue
would
pit
you
out
think
there and have a patio.
well, I will
Make it
let
his
the ladies
decision.
know that there may be another.
I know you know.
Later this week, early next.
We'll bring the concerns up and get with Brad and maybe even with Carrie,
I don't know how well y'all know
Carrie.
Brent.
I don't know.
and get with Carrie,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
kinda,
It would,
Yeah,
it
and the
would
lady.
be helpful.
It's handled right, it should be done.
Legalities.
It can be done, and it's handled right, if it's not handled right, it'll never get done.
That's right.
You know how to do it.
Cause he don't,
It's kind of like the cars in this front.
yeah.
That is a good point, though. I mean, if you're taking up that many spaces, and it's probably better for the tree to be trimmed.
I would think so. But it's just silly to have a parking lot that you can't use.
Tell him.
What kind of tree is it? I never paid any attention. Is it an oak or?
No.
Sweet guy.
I have a picture of it, if that helps you.
I guess, I don't park over there, so I haven't noticed it. But-
I wanted to visit the city and find out what they could tell me about it. And so, there's where.
What's our busiest times downtown? Is it usually Friday and Saturday?
Yeah,
And the
sometimes
turnaround, you can't use. it.
Mondays are kind of crazy, but Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
If you wanna know, I can let you know, we have a cell phone analysis.
I mean, it's just so
You
bushy.
can scroll, you can scroll
Yeah,
the
you
direction
know,
and.
thinking about it, there are cities that have events and have shortages of parking, that a lot
And
of,
put the barricades so no one can
they
drive.
partnership
It don't even look good.
with church parking lots.
That don't bother
And
Brad.
then they have a city shuttle that takes people back and forth at designated times. That might be a solution for a while. And if we have a shuttle that runs regularly during those peak times, that can certainly be.
If there, all my employees park in the back, but the back is, we're behind our shops, it's full. But I know Niemeyer owns the extra,
Yeah.
which as long as you ask him and stuff and let him know, he'll let you park over there, but that parking lot's usually full, because Bert's people park back there and all my people park back there, so it is a sticky thing, that the parking's there's not much of it.
I'm thinking about First Methodist and Baptist and the Presbyterian Church. They're strategically located that would make a pretty easy little shuttle back and forth at designated times. People could just go to a certain spot if they want to go back to their farm. And Mike will be more than happy to drive shuttle.
Sure.
And that's
Can't
something
we-
we could talk with Madison about, just with her events, because I know we got a cell phone analysis of the downtown area, because we used that for, one of the business prospects that we recently met with. And it seemed pretty continuous, except there was a huge spike the weekend of Birthday Bash this year. Like over the last year, that was the biggest spike that we saw, and it was around 20,000 or so that weekend. But, we did have shuttles for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that's something that we can, her and I can monitor too, the cell phone analysis every few months to see if we're getting more and more as some of the newer places downtown continue to open up, and see if she has any ideas for That too.
Where did it kinda end up on Cahill's? Is somebody gonna approach him, or are these
Raymond.
ladies gonna approach him, you gonna talk?
Yes.
She got nominated.
Short straw?
How old a fella is he?
How old is he?
How old?
Yeah.
Mid-50s, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he's a nice guy, but
What time's the tree, right here at the very corner where the stage
Well,
was?
the stage usually is.
Yeah.
but he just has his ways. I mean, it's either gonna be resolved happily, or he'll dig his heels in and it'll never get resolved, one or the other.
But like you said, if you ask the right way, and it's his idea, then
Right,
it'll probably be a little more,
and he's not completely,
yeah.
Here's some lawn furniture.
Right on the county.
To put out there.
I'll do what I can.
Either come back with your shield or run it.
we wanna help you trim your tree.
This project,
You might take some donuts or, you know.
Well, that's all I got.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask, so has the hotel, are they gonna open in June? And the restaurant, does anybody know?
I was here in late summer.
Okay. Just kind of checking. I mean, you hear so many different things, I was just kind of,
Solar deal's coming in, is
Yeah, I
that
heard
what you?
July, August.
Was that solar deal
But
they
I know
announced
they've
that's
already
coming
been,
in?
like,
Is that the one you were involved in?
the one over in Iowa.
For football season, so.
Yeah.
From Italy or something? The paper said they were having it.
I kind of had people asking, you know, they wanted to
Yeah.
do weddings, and then they wanted to book the hotel, but I kind of send them to, I said, look, here's their,
That's a lot of solar,
you know, contact
Yeah.
them and see when,
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
around July.
3,000 acres.
Biden.
just kind of,
Overall.
I'm just anxious, I'm ready for them to
Yeah,
open,
that's
so.
1,500 acres worth of
So
solar.
am I.
1,500
Be a nice
acres.
place.
I know.
So excited.
I am too.
I was talking to Robert Upchurch
And
last
the
night.
Navasota nutrition place
Said
is
that he
open.
gets a
I've already had
protein.
2 protein shakes from
Isn't that good?
Probably
Well, it's her-
5,000
Okay.
acres, but
Have you ever had it?
No.
he said, you know.
I like it.
I didn't realize.
I just go get the protein shake for lunch. They have combos, like
It's a
protein
leaf.
shake and tea,
Year
but
leaf.
Yeah.
I can't do all that.
At least from, what,
Yeah,
7
I like it 'cause-
hours
I don't always want it.
Really?
to make
Yeah.
that contiguous.
I know, I'm the same way, I didn't even eat much today.
Like,
You have.
And
Next
then,
year,
that
it's
whole button, I mean,
Yeah,
Now I eat too much.
yeah, then,
Robert.
Yeah,
Today looks like
just run down there and get it.
Lisa, you can't get on.
Guys are really nice, and
Miss it all.
I got a corn
I think there
thing
is.
oh,
in
that's
there.
kinda cool.
Yeah, so you can sit there and drink your
Yeah.
lunch and,
It's none of our.
Yeah, it's pretty
business, I
cute.
guess, For the property.
I'm
owners.
excited to check it out, 'cause then I saw that it
Can't put a
opened
well if you
Thursday,
got a
so
bunch
I'm
of
just
solar
playing heading
panels.
home
You're not
now.
allowed to come on.
Man, I didn't even go.
You don't
Grand
have
opening.
how was the weather in California?
Oh, it was nice.
If you could put a well.
Yeah.
On some of the other
To
properties.
live,
Yeah, yes, you be.
northern Monterey.
yeah, much of that stuff being done a long
Yeah, we were
time ago.
about, we lived about 3 hours from Monterey, but I mean, we went to a wedding on
Robert says
Saturday,
he's
it was
looked at it
outdoors.
off and on,
and it
he
was-
just doesn't
I
see
think
the
the high was
value.
79, and there was like a light breeze. And
It was,
But Angie Howard told us that better ring cows on it.
the way it seemed to me, it was good for about 7 people.
Yeah, worked out just right.
There's
Worked
pretty
out
beaches
just
in
right for
Florida.
them.
Yeah, there is.
He lives in Hamilton, so.
Leasing their land to them
Oh.
folks, they get money off of it.
I think it's a 30-year lease with an option for 10 more years, is what
Well,
it
the school
is.
district, they got their money.
And it worked out good for the school district.
Is it in Iowa?
Not really doing the county a whole lot of good,
The
but
county, what, they got 7 million over
Over.
10 years?
10 or 15 years.
Yeah. So it's
Can you find all
something.
When you look at the county's budget, that's a drop in the bucket. The Iowa school district made out pretty good. They'll be building a football stadium or something pretty soon.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Oh, I have like 4 or 5
Oh,
for you.
okay. I'm just getting started.
That's not the only one.
Hey, Madison, do you have a couple more of those Navasota work? I'm going to visit somebody, that chamber.
How many do you need?
Just 2, or let me have 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We adjourned?
I guess we're done.
Okay.
Did you ever remember what you were gonna talk about?
No, I can't. It was over dinner one night, well, I think it was last night.
Yeah, so if you guys have any
Brought up-
comments when reading through that, anything you want
And
to add,
da-da-da-da, and it was
just send me an
good.
email.
Okay, okay, and then when we meet, we can just pass it
Good.
over.
Yeah, and I'll put it
Yeah, it
together
was.
and kind of dig up.
And I'll-
What the hell, they could have been talking to
And
us.
keep it.
And
They're talking good about it.
And if
I don't know.
you-
I can't imagine.
And I can't for the life of me.
I mean,
Oh,
I kept all of the ones from city council because I didn't know what we wanted. I figured the first
I'm
one,
not old,
I'm
getting older, and it happened to me
I
right
really
now.
don't think,
Hey,
I mean, there's one that talks about bringing the strategic comprehensive.
I walk out to my
EDC
truck.
for purposes, but that's just through the city, so I don't even think we need to keep one in there, yeah.
In the kitchen to do that.
Spread out, right.
Why am I here?
that's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't see anymore.
Vision 1, Vision 2, yes.
Being hurt all the
I
time.
think Vision 3 would be good to keep in there too, because, I mean, it's more about marketing to the city, but it also,
And you know, improving relationships with the county, I think that's
I'm turning 50.
that was last week.
Mhm.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
It from being a
But
We had the.
change thing or a
Yeah.
city.
as my dad always said, and he's right, it's not really
Yeah.
for miles, it's the
Yeah, that
RPM.
was so.
Isn't that the truth? Really?
And I run it pretty high RPM for.
Well, I do too.
You gonna do that?
Have.
I mean, we could.
I was just curious.
Yeah,